What are the top 3 certifications that you need as a prepper? We'll talk about it today. This is Throttle Up Prepper. Hey, welcome to Throttle Up Prepper. I am your host, Jeff Grillo, and today we're going to be talking about the top 3 certifications that you need as a prepper. This is Prepper Basics, Prepper 101, Preparedness Now. So what are these certifications, and do you need to be certified to be a prepper? No. Now, I know most of you watching, well, I don't want to disparage all of you, but there are some of you that have been accused of being certifiable. That's completely different. We're talking about certifications that you really need to be a prepper who is actually prepared. Am I making any sense? I don't know. Anyway, too much coffee today, but you know what? It's come to my attention that you can see my palm trees. I was told before. So let's get this out of the way. This is my Coast 107.3 FM, WCOF in Tampa, Florida. That's why I am rocking the palm trees right before it snows. I used to be a DJ. See my mic? Keep telling my son I used to be cool. That's a long time ago. Listen, let's get to it. 3 certifications. We all talk about, water preparation, water storage. I have one hydration video out already. I'm going to do more on water preparations and water storage, what you need to know about that. We'll have a specific video about that. We talk about food storage. You definitely want to have at least 1 week of food to start. If you're wondering where to start, obviously the more the better, but at some point it becomes overkill because if the stuff hits the fan, it's HTF in my book is stuff. That hits the fan, what are you going to do if you have to evacuate, if you have to run? You can't take a year's worth of food with you. So we'll talk about that in other videos. But one thing that a lot of people overlook, and it's easy to overlook, not criticizing anybody, but certain certifications that would be absolutely invaluable to you in a time of emergency, whatever the cause. And that is first aid certification, CPR certification, and one I'm about to get in a couple of days is ham radio FCC certification. We'll talk about each of these real quick. 2 of the 3 at least should be obvious to everybody. Part of being prepared is, we got to be ready to be our own first responders. If you're in a WROL without rule of law situation, there's rioting, foreign invaders, not terribly likely, but it's possible. What if the stuff really hits the fan and you have to be your own security? You call the cops. They're probably not coming. This last year, we were brand new in this house. We had a snowstorm in the middle of the night. I heard what thought was someone breaking in through a window. Turned out to be a big sheet of ice falling off of a shed next to my bedroom window. We called the cops. Over 10 minutes to arrive. Had that been an actual emergency and I had not been prepared to defend my life, probably could have lost our lives. And when you got a family, you got to think these things through. So we have to think in terms of being our own first responders. So when it comes to medical emergencies, the same thing. So being able to handle a sprain, a broken finger, major lacerations, cuts, bruises, infections like poison ivy, poison oak, something stuck in someone's eye. I mean, you got to be prepared. You got to know what to do. You got to have supplies to be able to treat somebody. But obviously, most of us aren't doctors. We're not nurses. We're not EMTs. So hopefully, by the grace of the Almighty, you'll never be called upon to do field surgery on anybody. Hopefully not. But you definitely should take a first aid course and know the basics to at least hold someone over until you can get medical attention. And the same with CPR. It goes hand in hand. When the stuff's hitting the fan, that's stress on people and yourself like we've never known in this country. How are people going to handle it? Anyone who's been prone to heart problems If ever they're going to have a heart attack, that could be the time. You got to know the difference between anxiety and chest tightness and an actual heart attack. How do you treat it? What if they stop breathing? You can get these certifications through places like the American Red Cross, local hospitals. We have a local hospital. I've had certifications in both these in the past. They're currently expired, and I need to get them for other reasons. So this month, our local hospital agreed to, as a service, community outreach to our congregation. They're doing it for free. I think normally if I had to pay for these, it'd be like $28 or $35. Pretty inexpensive if you have to pay for it, but worth every penny if you had to pay double. So make sure you get that. There's also all kinds of training online you can get, in the meantime, to kind of educate yourself and see what some of the basics are. You won't be getting any of those videos from me. I'm not playing that liability game. So, but they're out there. You can find them. So, and last but not least, is ham radio certification. Now, if you and your group that you rely on, that you network with, your friends, your family, your church members, if you're all in a tight, close, proximity to each other, if the stuff hits the fan, power goes down, cell phone towers are disrupted, certainly after the first 24 hours when battery backups are generally gone, how are you going to communicate? For you guys, simple walkie-talkies, the FRS, GMRS, I think they're called, these other walkie-talkie things that they sell at the big box stores, have generally a mile or so of distance. You could probably get away with having those and being able to communicate. But for the rest of us who might be in a more of a suburban or even get towards rural areas, or your people are just spread out more, that's not going to cut it. So ham radio has a lot of benefits. It'll get you the ability to communicate with people over a much longer distance, and quite frankly through things like ionic atmospheric bounce and bouncing off the moon and even meteors and, just all kinds of different ways to propagate a signal much farther distance, much more accurate. It does require licensing from the FCC. So all of you people that are afraid of Big Brother, knowing where you're at, you might want to look for another alternative, but I ain't afraid. At least that's what I'm saying on film. No, I'll explain to you later what film is. That's my son. Anyway, we don't do film anymore, do we? Anyway, so yeah, ham radio. I'm taking my test this Tuesday, so and my radio, my first handheld transceiver's coming in the mail tomorrow. Thank you, Amazon. I'll be doing a review on that one. Probably going to stay away from the unboxing video. Find those a little bit goofy. But anyway, those are 3 of the top certifications. If you don't have them already, you need to look into it. It could save your life, and it could put you in a position to be able to save someone else's life just as good. So if you like this video, please subscribe. If you hate this video, subscribe anyway. Tell a friend. If you have a different idea of certifications, maybe that are more important that I've overlooked, put them in the comments. If you maybe are just thinking of, hey, here's a good number 4, number 5, number 6, whatever, put them down there. Let's all help each other. Again, subscribe to this video, share it, and we'll see you next time on Throttle Up Prepper. I almost forgot the name of the station.